humans of the world, I'm Raga Gargi and today is Tuesday, which means it's time for True Crime Tuesday. If you're interested in stories of true crimes, serial killers, cults, paranormal activities, UFO tales, basically anything spooky gooky, please consider subscribing to my channel because that is what I discuss over here every second Tuesday. Today's case is gruesome, so if you are of the faint-hearted type, I would suggest you give this a skip because we are going to discuss about the killer who deformed his own face to escape getting arrested by the police. "22-year-old Lindsay Hawker was born in Coventry, England. She used to study biology at the University of Leeds and achieved a first-class honours degree, graduating in 2006. Lindsay wanted to pursue masters ahead, but she also wanted to explore the world a little bit, and she also had affection towards children. So she decided to go to Japan, Tokyo in October 2006 to start teaching English. And soon she even got a job at this really large private English conversation school called NOVA. The next character in the story is Tatsuya Ichihashi. Tatsuya Ichihashi was 28 years old at the time of this case and belonged to a very good familial background, with his father being a doctor and mother being a dentist. He had a degree in horticulture, but he didn't really have any sort of a profession, like he was not earning in any way, and in fact lived off of his family. Like his family used to give him around $1,000 per month as allowance to live. Tatsuya was known to be a loner. However, he had great physical stamina because he really liked working out and he even cycled around 25 kilometers a day. So he was all in all very athletically fit. On 20th March 2007, Lindsay had completed her day and she was going off to her home, and she used to cycle back to her home. So she was standing and unlocking her cycle when Tatsuya approached her and he told her that he was one of her students. Now Lindsay didn't recognize him and she denied it, that no, I don't know you, you are not my student. But Tatsuya was persistent, and he was so persistent that when Lindsay, being confused and agitated by this man, when she started cycling away, Tatsuya started running beside her and kept persisting and kept asking questions all the way till her home. He kept running and he asked questions like, "Where are you from? Why are you here in Tokyo? What is your name?" And he continued doing so until they both reached till Lindsay's apartment. And this entire scenario, like this incident, sounds so scary to me at a very deep level, because imagine you're trying to get away from someone whom in an absolutely foreign country, first of all, you are, and this person who is really disturbing you, you do not know who they are, and they are just running beside you while you're trying to escape, sort of. And he wouldn't just stop, he kept running for kilometers and kilometers. That is really scary. So by the time the both of them reached her apartment, Tatsuya was out of breath and he asked her for at least a glass of water. Now Lindsay knew that Tatsuya has now known where she lives, so she decided to give him the glass of water instead of pissing him off in any way. She was like, now that he knows where I live, I might as well just oblige his request, or I don't know what he might do next. He might become some sort of a stalker. So she went inside and she made it a point as a precautionary step to introduce her roommates to Tatsuya. Like she wanted him to know in a way that, you know, I am not alone in this city, in this town, and you really can't hurt me. I have people around me. So she wanted him to know that. And when she was serving him this glass of water, Tatsuya proposed to her that she teaches him English. He said that he was ready to pay $42 per hour to her if she teaches him English, which is way above like the average rate for teaching English, at least at that time. Lindsay thought over it a little bit and she told him that she would agree to do so if they studied together at some public place, not any private place. During this conversation, Tatsuya had made a sketch of her on the paper, like he drew a sketch of her, and he also noted down her phone number and email address and other such details on that paper. 4 days later, Tatsuya and Lindsay met at a cafe. Their lesson went on for an hour as discussed, and when it got over and Lindsay must have asked for the money, Tatsuya said that he didn't get his wallet and that the money was in his apartment, so they both should go to his apartment. He would just get the money, give it to her, and then she could go back to her own house from there. So both of them took a cab, went to Tatsuya's apartment, and Lindsay told the cab driver to wait for her. She took a second precautionary step. She told the cab driver that she will be right back and then he will drop Lindsay to Lindsay's house. But the cab driver, just after 7 minutes of waiting, decided to pick up another call and he left that place. The next day, Lindsay was missing. Her housemates didn't find her home. Her workplace also reported her missing to the police because she had consecutively missed 2 classes and she never missed her classes, at least not without informing. Her parents, who were back in UK at this time, which runs 8 hours late, they had heard in the news that Japan had suffered from an earthquake that very day, and Lindsay used to regularly call them, and she had not checked in with her parents, so they knew instinctively that something had gone wrong with her. The police, after getting the report, went to Lindsay's apartment and they started searching, and over there they found Tatsuya's details, like they got to know that she had met him last. So they went to Tatsuya's apartment. Tatsuya had seen the police approach his apartment complex. There were 9 police around his house, and yet he managed to barefoot escape from his house, and the police could not catch him because he was so agile and quick. The police, of course, then went inside Tatsuya's apartment, and there they found Lindsay's belongings scattered on the floor. When they went to the balcony, they found a bathtub which was covered in sand and soil, and there was a hand sticking out from this pile of soil. This hand belonged to Lindsay. They found her body bound, beaten, and her entire hair, like the long brown hair she had, it was shaved off. The body was buried under a mixture of sand and soil which Tatsuya had got from visiting 6 different hardware stores. It is said that he either planned to wait for the body to decompose or he wanted to bury the body under cement. The autopsy showed that Lindsay was beaten, bound, sexually assaulted and strangulated for at least 3 minutes before she died. Tatsuya and Lindsay both knew martial arts, so a fight must have ensued, but Tatsuya was more experienced than her. He had a black belt and he must have overcome her, and she had these really big bruises on her face. Lindsay died when he had started to strangulate her and he had broken a cartilage in her neck. Of course, Lindsay's parents flew all the way from UK and they wanted to assist in every way possible for the search of Tatsuya. They pleaded multiple times to the public to assist to seek justice for their daughter, and the police also started a large manhunt for Tatsuya. The reward for information went up to 10 million yen. Police released pictures of Tatsuya, including a picture of him disguised as a woman, and even printed full-sized cardboard cutouts of him. They even raided like these shady small hotels where it is very easy for someone to go and hide for a few days. They raided many such motels, but they couldn't find Tatsuya. Unknown to the police, he was actually hiding in one of Japan's islands at this point, and he was surviving by hunting fishes and wildlife, and he used to never stay at one place for too long. Now he did something absolutely deranged. To prevent from the police identifying him, Tatsuya decided to deform his own face. He went on to perform plastic surgery on himself by removing all the moles from his face and by cutting and snipping off parts of his lips to make it look thinner. But Tatsuya was paranoid. He wasn't convinced of his change in appearance, so he started visiting professional clinics. Now, many of these clinics, they usually required for the clients to submit a before and an after picture for reference. It was then when Tatsuya submitted his before picture that the clinic realized that they have at their hands one of Japan's most wanted men. Tatsuya's fingerprint was taken from his dorm, confirming his identity and current known location. After 32 months, that is 2 years and 7 months of escaping from the police and eluding the police, Tatsuya was finally arrested when he was trying to board a ferry which was bound to leave for an island in Okinawa. Initially, he absolutely denied committing the crime. But when he finally confessed, he said that it was an accident. In court, Tatsuya said that his choking went too far. He said that Lindsay was screaming for help while being assaulted. So he was attempting to suffocate her, and in that attempt, he ended up killing her. He said that he even tried to revive her, but he failed. On July 21st, 2011, Chiba District Court sentenced Tatsuya to life in prison for the murder of Lindsay Hawker. When the verdict was finally released, Lindsay's father, Bill, thanked all those who helped out in the investigation. Lindsay came here. She loved the children of Japan. I now feel as if Japan has not let her down. In 2013, Tatsuya released a book titled Until the Arrest, The Blank 2 Years and 7 Months, where he recounted the times he was eluding the police. He had the audacity to offer the royalties to Lindsay's family, who, of course, refused for it. That was it for today's episode. In the next one, I'll be discussing an infamous cult which led to the death of hundreds of people in the country of Uganda. I wanted to know if you all have heard of cults, and if you all have heard of any particular cult which you want me to discuss, then let me know down in the comment section below, and I will definitely take it up. I'll see you the next time around with another video. Till then, take care of yourself and give yourself some warm love.